Have you ever wondered how crochet artists make perfect circles that can turn into the cutest plushies or coasters? Today I'll be teaching you how to do the magic circle, or a magic circle alternative if the magic circle is too difficult for you to work with. In lesson 1, I taught you guys how to do the slip knot, which is the foundation of how to start any crochet project. However, there is a different way to start a project, which is the magic circle. The difference between the two is that a slip knot is generally for projects that require a foundation chain or something that starts off as a line. Magic circle, on the other hand, are for projects that can start at a single point and then go outwards in a round. So each row is basically a circle. The magic circle is a way for you to create a circle and eventually turn it into a plushie. So let's get started. Today I'll be using a light blue size 4 acrylic yarn. For my hook, I'll be using a size 4.0 millimeter. So the magic circle actually starts out very similar to the slip knot. It's actually exactly the same up until a certain point. So if you remember how to do a slip knot, I lay my yarn like this. Right, I pick it up. My left hand will go right here. My index finger will go between the two, and I'll hold it in place. I take my right 2 fingers, I insert it into the little loop right here. My left hand will then turn like this, okay, forward. Again, my left hand will turn forward. My right 2 fingers will then grab this yarn right here, and I'm going to pull up, but I won't pull all the way this time, okay? I'm going to pull until about here. Okay, I stop. My left hand will then grab this section right here, and you can see that there are now 2 different holes. My hook will go inside the top hole right here, and then I'm going to make a chain 1. After making the chain 1, I will flip this circle horizontally like this. Okay, like this. So it was like this earlier, and I'm just going to flip it. And now you've just made your magic circle. Let me demonstrate again a little more slowly so that you can follow along easier. Now, there are so many ways to make magic circles, but this is the way that has worked with me for so long because it really starts off like a slip knot. You just have like an extra step in order to make it a magic circle. Okay, so you guys should know now how to make single crochets. Normally, you have to put single crochets inside the magic circle before you can begin your plushie project. So first, let's put 6 single crochets inside of this magic circle. This is how you do it. Your hook, so make sure you open this circle wide so that you don't lose it. Your hook will go inside the hole. You're going to yarn over like a normal single crochet and then pull it back out through the way that you came in. And then just complete your single crochet. That's 1 single crochet. Again, you're going to go back the way in the big circle, yarn over, go back the way you came in, and finish your single crochet. This could feel a bit more difficult for you because you are working on a magic circle, but just make sure you keep your tension tight. And you don't lose this tail because it's really important for cinching it closed later. So this is what 6 single crochets look like inside of a magic circle. Okay, let's count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochets. Now you're gonna use your left hand to hold everything in place, but you're gonna use your right to pull on the tail, and then slowly you should feel it start to close. If this is not happening for you, there might have been something that got knotted along the way, so you're just gonna have to repeat the whole process, make your magic circle again, because this should be very smooth. You should not have any issues with it. Okay, so just repeat the magic circle, make sure that you know, you're putting everything in the right place so that you can get this very clean cinch. This is how it should look like. There should be barely any hole in the center. Now, in order to close this first row, people normally would just keep going around, right, to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. But what I like to do is to slip stitch on the first single crochet. How you do that is you look for the first single crochet that you made, which is right here. You see the V. You're just gonna insert your hook under that V. Okay, you yarn over, pull it through that V, and then pull through the loop on your hook. That is a slip stitch. That is actually the smallest stitch in crochet because it's really flat. Normally people just use it to join. Now you've just finished your first row of an amigurumi or a coaster or whatever you want to work with that starts from a circle. Now, if this magic circle was too difficult, you really don't like it, and you want something easier, I'm going to show you an alternative. This alternative is actually used a lot for thicker yarns, such as this kind of like a blanket yarn or chenille yarn, because these types of yarn really don't work well with magic circles because they have a lot of fluff and they fray a lot. But I'm going to show you with this thinner one so you can see it much better. So for the alternative, we're actually going to do a slip knot. At this point, you guys know how to make a slip knot, but I'm just going to do a quick review for you. Okay, we made our slip knot, and then we're going to do 2 chains. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that's it. That's literally it. This is the magic circle alternative if you don't want to make that entire thing. So let's now put 6 single crochets into the first chain that we've made. Okay, so instead of putting it into a circle, we're putting it into the first chain that we made. Okay, so just do what we did earlier, which is just 6 single crochets. You will notice a difference though. Okay, so just put your 6 single crochets inside the exact same one, just the first chain. So I just finished the 6 single crochets inside the first chain. So what do you guys think the difference is? Do you notice anything different from this versus the magic circle that we did earlier? If you guessed it correctly, it's just that the hole in the middle is much bigger and there's no way to adjust it or to cinch it closed because it was on a chain, not a magic circle. So even if I pull this, you can't close it. So that's the only difference. It's much better to do the magic circle, but especially for using thicker yarn, this is actually not that noticeable, and it's a great alternative for people who are really having a hard time with magic circles. So the same thing, if you once you finish this row, you can just continue on the next row, or you can do what I do, which is to slip stitch into the first single crochet before starting your next row. For the next video, I'll be showing you how to continue all of these rows in order to make something bigger like a coaster or to slowly make it into a plushie. But for now, this was the magic circle and the alternative lesson. I'll see you guys in the next video. And also, if you don't want to wait for the next video of me showing you all the increases and decreases in order to make a plushie, you can actually just subscribe to my newsletter. It's free, and once you subscribe, you'll be able to get the entire course available to you all at once. So please consider subscribing and make sure to practice your magic circle.